Hello and very warm welcome here on Canal de English for the program The Forum. Our guest this afternoon is Carl Anton Guifo-Guifo. He's not a politician or any person that you may have watched on this program, but with him we are going to talk about a number of issues. We are also going to talk about music because it appears he is a rapper. But please do not go away. We shall be right back. Welcome. As I introduced at the introduction of this program, that our guest today on Canal de English is Carl Anton Guifo-Guifo. He is a Cameroonian based in the United Kingdom, and he is here in Cameroon apparently for the first time. Am I correct, Mr. Guifo?
Yes.
It's a pleasure to have you here on set.
Pleasure.
So, how are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. I'm a great time.
Great. Now, is this the first time that you are coming to Cameroon, or you have been coming here?
No, it's my first time ever. So I'm 30 now. It's my first time coming back. First time back to the motherland, right?
First time back to the motherland. And if I understand well, from your name Guifo-Guifo, you may have one of your parents who is Cameroonian.
Yes, that's correct. My father is from Banjul.
Yeah.
So I'm Gaka to all my brothers and sisters in Banjul.
Good.
They'll know what I mean.
Yeah.
We went there for a wedding. It was my cousin's wedding. So we saw all the traditional ceremony, how they they came through with the women shouting and introducing, and they came through and they were like, no, that's not the one, you know, hidden under the robe. Yeah, exactly, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was a beautiful celebration.
And it was the first time?
Yes,
first
time. Correct.
And how did you feel coming back home when you are, if I'm wrong, when you say you're 30, if I'm
yes,
wrong? Okay,
30.
no, okay. And how did you feel? Did you feel at home,
yeah,
or was it something strange?
I felt at home straight away because our family is humongous, right? My granddad had 15 wives, so we have family everywhere, it seems. Every time I turn around, I'm like, oh, we family everywhere, right?
So
yeah.
your granddad had 15 wives?
15 wives, that's correct.
And now for someone like you, who comes from the United Kingdom, precisely in England, right?
Yeah.
Where you have a different view of, let's say, family, where a family should be a man and a woman and children. And now you discover that your grandfather had 15 wives.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I feel quite jealous.
Oh, great. So you
I think I might. That's another reason to move back to Cameroon. Yeah.
Exactly. So when you plan to come back when you come to Cameroon, you would like to follow the footsteps of your grandfather?
Yeah. Well, my dad has inherited land here. We have 2 hectares in Ayala, so we want to start building there, put a house on it, and start making something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you did not answer the question I asked about following the footsteps of your grandfather who had 15 wives.
Oh, right. Okay,
and when
right.
you come
in
here,
that part, right? Okay.
Will you want to do the same thing?
I'll do my best, but I'm not sure I can handle it. You know.
Yeah.
it's intense.
Exactly.
I think, but you know.
Okay. Now the question that others watching you right now would like to ask you is this, but not directly to you. If one of your parents were here, I think they would have been the appropriate person to ask such a question, is this: why did it take so long for you to come to Cameroon?
That's a very difficult question, right? Because since we've been here, and especially I've been here with my brother and my sister, and none of us have been back before. None of us have been here before, you know. So we wonder, we are asking ourselves that question, right? Why haven't we been here before? We've got a family so large in here. But I think, I don't know, there's the disconnection from being in a different country. You're raised in a different country, and I don't know, you feel almost like it's a big step to go back. And I always felt like, you know, we want to go back in the perfect time with my dad, with the rest of my family, because I've got 2 other sisters as well. But in the end, it's like you just have to do it. You know, you can't wait around for everyone else to come along. You just have to take the step, and then hopefully other people will follow you, and it'll grow from that.
Okay. And so when you came with, for those who are watching you, in your family, how many of you are there in your family?
My immediate family?
Yes.
There's 5 siblings.
Okay.
That's Rachel, she's just over there.
Yeah.
My little brother Liam, Megan, who's living in Paris right now, and Izzy, who's just around the outskirts of London.
Of London.
Yeah, Ken.
Okay. And when you were in England, did your father or any member or your mother at some point, were they trying to inform you, talk to you about Cameroon and Africa, or they never bothered to?
Okay. I'll be honest, right?
You have to be honest.
I have to be honest, right?
Honestly, yes.
My dad, you know, he did his best, but he didn't really spread the history, the culture, and stuff like that. I can't tell you why, because that was, you know, him. But I think it's very difficult for someone who moves to a foreign country where they feel like they're in a wilderness. You know, they feel like they're very separate from everything. So it's almost like maybe if you bring your own culture, you make yourself even more different from the people around you. So maybe you think, okay, for me to get on, for my children to be successful in this society, maybe that's not. You feel like we don't have to emphasize that, or we don't have to, you know, build. We have to build on what works in this society, you know. But I think really, there's no reason you can't have both. You know, you can have best of both worlds.
Okay, you know? And now personally, how do you feel about that? Did you feel that you would have wanted your parents or your dad to talk to you more about his culture and what he did not do? Or you said, all right, he didn't, I have to adapt?
Yeah, I feel like that, because life is what it is. There's no point wishing for a different life. You know, you only have this one life.
Okay.
There's no.
And I would like to ask something on a personal basis. What do you do for a living?
I'm a musician. I'm a rapper.
A rapper.
MC.
Yeah. An MC, right?
MC, yeah.
And have you released any of your songs before, or you're in the studio working for it?
Exactly. I'm working in the studio. I'm working on my first album, which is going to be called Mosaics, and it's being produced under Collective and .. London. You can look that up on Facebook. My name as an artist is Amp Medley. Amp is for Absent-Minded Poetics. Because I like to I feel like you can get into a zone where you lose your ego and you lose your sense of individuality as an artist.
Exactly.
And then you can feel like you're connected with everything. So that's the idea behind the name.
Okay, that's good. That's the idea behind it. It's exactly what I wanted to ask you. Because when you use somebody who said you're absent-minded.
Absent-minded poetics.
It's kind of strange, right? When someone says he's absent-minded. Besides what you have explained to us right now, could you, in a kind of maybe greater details, tell us why you decided to say you're absent-minded? Because you said you're absent-minded people are kind of worried.
I can do that. Yes. I think in this world, right, the times where we feel really, truly connected and truly in sync with things is when we actually almost stop thinking, you know? Like, all the time we're thinking, but it's not, it feels like almost like there's a voice in your head telling you, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that, don't forget about this, don't forget about, oh, you need to get money to do this, you need to be that. And this voice is chattering. And sometimes it says bad things, sometimes it says good things. But if you take the voice away by becoming absent-minded in a way, then you let something bigger than that flow through you. You know, bigger than that little voice in your head.
In your head. And now tell us.
I don't really hear a voice in my head. Yeah, I'm not crazy.
Nobody's saying that. But we understand.
You know what I'm saying, right? Everyone has that internal voice.
Exactly.
Criticizing them, saying, do this, do that.
There's always kind of conflict in your mind, in your head. That for everybody or artists like you always have a kind of role model. And as far as you are concerned, who is your role model? Not necessarily musical wise, you might have a politician, a social activist, or anything.
That's a very difficult question.
It's difficult, right?
Well, let me see.
But while thinking about it, I would like, because since you said you're a rapper, and that you are working to release your first album, would you mind, for example, to stage a kind of a cappella right now?
Yeah, sure, I'll do that, no problem.
For us here at Canal do English and all the viewers around the world to have the
I can do that, definitely.
merits or to listen to one of your songs.
Yeah, I can do that. And I've got an answer for your last question as well.
Okay. Oh, can you answer the question?
I'll answer the question
for singing?
Yeah. Yes. So there's another MC from the States. born in New York. He was called KRS-One, which stands for Knowledge Reigns Supreme Over Nearly Everyone, right? And he's a great MC. He's one of the founders, one of the godfathers of hip hop, you know. But what he did was, he wasn't just about the music. He spread it more than that. He defined it as a culture, and there were so many different elements to hip hop. Like hip hop isn't just music, you know. You have the break dancing, you have the graffiti, you have the MCing, and you have the DJ. And for me, those cover the 4 elements of human expression. You know, expressing yourself visually, expressing yourself through your voice, expressing yourself through your body, and expressing yourself through technology.
Exactly.
Right?
Okay.
And so he looked at that and tried to make that into something that people would take on, and people would respect that and value that part of their culture, because to make them stronger in a way, you know. And so he even took it to the UNESCO World Heritage, I believe, to have it recognized as a culture. You know, so it kind of gets, you know, certain respect.
Was it recognized as
I believe so.
It was recognized.
I believe so.
Okay. Before, well, in order for me not to forget what I wanted to ask you is about hip hop and rap music, before you can sing the a cappella like that. What do you make of people who think that sometimes hip hop or rap music doesn't often, because what you've just said is very good, you have very good philosophical idea behind what you're saying, excellent. But now there is a kind of division or divergence between the philosophy that you have just said and sometimes the lyrics of rap music.
Yeah, I don't understand what
you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand your part, yeah. I think it's just like anything, it's a tool, and it can be used in a good way or a bad way, you know. It's up to the person behind it. So you can't blame the tool for what the people do with it, you know. And I think there's a real problem with, you know, expectations in mass media, expectations of, like a lot of these rappers, they don't even want to rap like that, but they feel like to be successful, I need to rap about money, women, you know, gangster lifestyle, these kind of things, you know. But yeah, I don't think that's necessary. All
right, well, I will be preparing for other questions to ask you to round off the program. I would like you to stage us, okay, not a staging, but like an a cappella of one of your songs.
Sure, I can do that. Have you got any water, please? All right, check. Medley production, a cappella, live.
Yeah, continue, yeah.
Let's do this, right? I'm not what you think, not what you imagine. A Christian soul of a black man rapping, not hip to what's happening, not here to be. I'm not what you've seen on that man's TV. I'm a little bit of that and a little bit of this. Got ears to hear and eyes to see. I'm an optical illusion, audio infusion, devil seed, that's ebony and ivory. Coltrane on his blues thing. James Brown with a new thing, a nuisance with a new swing. Step into gals with these smooth moves looming. Down to tap, but not on the coon thing. Moving with a flow that's truly superhuman. This my dream work on the real, like the boy cast in from the moon, man. I was casting my role too. No room for choosing, do what I'm told to. Till the day I'm an old fool. Less Afro man, more strange faced bold dude. Till my fire's gone cold too, and I don't heed the beats that I flow to. Ego death-like, tripping bulls in a stone tomb, with a crew who don't know you. So I drop mid-step, like dubstep, run things right, just dust left. Born to die, no biggie, it's just death. Start at sunrise, end the sunset, said drop mid-step, like dubstep, run things right, just us left. Born to die, no biggie, it's just death. Start the sunrise and the sunset, so I'm blessed.
That's very good. That's very good. That's very good. That's very, very good.
Thank you very much.
Very good. Well, I think it matches your philosophy, because contrary to what some of us do think about rap music, I think it's very educative. But you talked about a black person, right? Now tell me, as a black guy growing up in England, what was it like? I know you have a lot of stories to tell or a lot of anecdotes to have, but can you maybe briefly say what?
I grew up in England partly, and I grew up in Holland as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's getting better for you're talking about racism basically. It's getting better.
Yes.
But there's still work to be done. People have their stereotypes, and a good example is with hip hop, the stereotypes are associated with that. So maybe black men get seen as violent or maybe criminal. So you've got that kind of element of people expecting certain things for you, or maybe being intimidated by you. Thinking, oh, I've got to watch out around this guy. But I think in reality, the more we come together as people, you can't be racist if you really know people. If you know the people around you, you could be racist, but you can have these racist ideas, right? But as soon as you actually meet someone and converse on a level as human beings, you see that your ideas are just ideas and just illusion, and you see that everyone's individuals, and so you can't judge like that, So
it's very good. Now, you apparently have you're well vested as far as social engineering is concerned, maybe political wise and everything, because if you've stayed in England and in Holland, you have seen quite a lot. Now, I'd like to ask you something that everybody who is here in Africa sometimes is somehow worried on the trend in England. Do you think that the trend is toward reconciliation, more tolerance for minorities like blacks and others, or it is like going back to the 70s and let's say 80s?
You're asking me some big questions, brother.
Yeah, because you know why I asked you that question? It's based on the song that you just sung right away.
I understand. I think there is a definitely, there seems to be a rise in ignorance sometimes. I mean, Trump is a good example, but I think there's a lot of hope in the way that we're becoming more and more engaged through internet. We have more and more access to information, and like I said, information is key to stopping this kind of prejudices, these kind of stereotypes. So I think as that goes along and we integrate more in that way, and then reflect that actually in the society, which is something that is unavoidable for the youth today. They can't live in boxes. They have to have all this around them. So I think I have hope.
You have hope.
Yeah.
Now let's ask you, I think we still have some time, and the other question I would like to ask you is, when you were growing up and listening to what is going on in Africa, or Cameroon, maybe Africa in general, what were your thoughts?
My thoughts on Africa?
Yes. Sincerely.
What my thoughts, sincerely? My thoughts on Africa. Well, I think I just wanted to visit. I wanted to experience it. I don't like to. I want to experience it firsthand before I start formulating too many ideas about it, because, like I say, right, with hip hop as represented, right. If you listen to the mass media on hip hop, you would think, like you say, like a lot of your crowd might think it's just gangsters trying to, be bad boys or whatever. I think the same thing applies if you learn about Africa. A lot of things are left out to just show one story of Africa, So for me, like, I felt like, and back to the racism that you were talking about earlier, for me, I felt like as a man, I grew up in different areas. Sometimes there were more minorities, sometimes less minorities. Sometimes I grew up in like proper white bread places where, it was majority white. So for feeling separate, you kind of like, I felt like I educated myself on black history, especially like African American history, things like that. Also the history of Africa, for example, like Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, these kind of people, because it's kind of like, you kind of felt pressed down. And it's very funny because actually, I think that my dad didn't necessarily focus on that, but he did later on, and I think it became something like, if you can take that, you can find strength in it because it's your people's history, and it's something that is something like you can all identify with and be like, we've had that shared experience,
And when you came to Cameroon for the first time, besides the fact that you went to Banjul and you learned that your grandfather had 15 wives, which not every Cameroonian have 15 wives. I hope you know that.
I know,
exactly. But what other thing did you observe, which was perhaps different from what you may have taught before?
I observed just that my family over here miss me, even though they've never met me. They miss me, you know. And that's a beautiful thing, you know. And also that they miss my father a lot, and that my father should come back and build on his land. You got that, Robinson?
Yeah. So when you get back, are you going to tell Robinson, isn't it? Yeah, that Mr. Robinson or Mr. Guifo,
Mr. Guifo-Guifo,
pack your things and go back to Cameroon?
Exactly.
And what if he tells you, all right, I've been here for, let's say, 50 years. I consider here as home. And what are you going to tell him to convince him to go back?
I'll tell him stop talking nonsense.
Exactly.
You know.
So you were quite impressed here.
Yes.
And think, as a musician, a rapper, have you had the opportunity here in Douala, because this is where like the heart, the epicenter of everything in Cameroon, to meet like-minded musicians or rappers like you?
I've been blessed. You know, I've only been here 5-6 days so far, but I've had lots of opportunities to jump on microphones in different. There's a jazz cafe on top of the hotel we were staying at, and I jumped up there. They had a live band. Blessed. We had a little freestyle improvisation session. Got to perform at the wedding, which was great.
You performed at the wedding?
I performed at the wedding a little bit. There was
in Banjul or here in
Banjul? In
Banjul,
Banjul, right, yeah. And they had the whole thing. You know, like the thing with the money on the head for the wedding, right?
Exactly.
So I started performing and someone came over and started putting that money on. And I was like,
you see.
Yeah, why haven't I been here yet? You know?
It's a very nice place.
Yeah.
But the other question is, do you speak the language of your father besides English?
Banjul.
Banjul, yeah.
No.
You don't speak it.
No, well, you know, I can say Amgaka.
Amgaka. That's the only.
And I got another one, Sileo.
Yeah.
You know Sileo?
No, I don't know that, unfortunately. Yeah, okay.
It's good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
Yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of.
This is what I've been told by my fam though. But you know, these young you know, Banjuans, I think they're a little bit lazy with their old language. You know, I think they're starting to forget. You know.
Yes.
So it's tricky.
Well, you know.
I need to just go to the parents, to the Tata and the Toto to get that information.
To help you, bring you back.
Exactly, to the elders, to keep that culture alive.
Yeah, and you know, I'm quite impressed, you see, when you sang the song, I don't know the title of the song you sang a while ago.
It's kind of untitled.
It's not your title, never mind if you don't have any title yet. But I think if I may, and I think a number of people watching you will also want to hear another one if you have one besides the one you sang.
Let me see. What shall I give you all? We could try this one, yeah. I've got one. I'll be the king of my castle. Few are chosen, many are called. I'll be the king of my castle. One man to rule them all. I'll be the king of my castle. Yet all things do fall. I'll be the king of my castle, king of my castle, king of it all. Vocal contusion, audio illusion. This a bunch of noise, the music is your doing, but the musing of your movements and deciding whether you're the type of crowd I'd like to do shrooms with. Go to the edge and get confused with, break the rules with until the rules switch. I pick my brain and I flicked out the boogers. And what I'm left with, no point of reference. I lost my mind, but I gained my senses. One wave in the haze of the nexus. That's the Godhead's perspective. Check this. Come, check the spectacle. Ironically, it's the guy in the spectacles. I ain't here to lecture you. After school, I was lectured through. They tried to switch my mind from a tool to a vegetable. So now I joke like a jester do. No kidding, I'm offbeat like wild African rhythms. I'm offbeat like Bobby's jacking the system or old jazz records, expanding my mind's perspective. My heart started stepping on some b-boy next year. I'm offbeat like beatboxers, missing the drop or the new kid on the block, playing hopscotch with his pocket pocket full of dosh that he made off the nos. No longer know what is on be the off, what is on be the off, what is on be off.
Okay, that's great. That's wonderful. But from your music, I see, if I may, philosophically or maybe politically speaking, you are left-leaning. Am I wrong?
I suppose you could say that.
Am I wrong or right?
I don't know. I don't like to be put in a box. But yeah,
okay,
I believe in people coming together and people sharing.
People sharing, right?
Because I believe, does it like we're all brothers and sisters at the end of the day. So we need to start treating each other like family.
And is it the first time you're singing this song, or you've sang it to other people?
I perform them a little bit. I'm always working on them for my album, tweaking them. But yeah, I perform them here and there.
And and the one final question: has no other person ever told you that, all right, they are very good songs, but it sounds as if it is left-leaning?
Left-leaning.
Yes.
Why did you say but?
Yeah, I said.
Is there a problem with left-leaning?
No, there is no problem, right? Because that's what I think.
Right.
But I want to ask you that has any other person not asked you that question?
I think, I think a lot of people, when I rap, a lot of people are like, oh, you talk about some stuff that I don't hear in most raps.
Exactly.
I try and give you a bit of everything, I know, like, it's got left-leaning elements to it, but there are tunes where I talk about, gotta get paid, forced to unleash the freaking pimping me, life's killing me, take that ish literally, right? So there's, I'm trying to represent all the elements because I know, this life ain't for free, and you do need to survive. You need money sometimes.
To survive. Okay.
So I try and give you a bit of everything,
All right. Well, Anton, it was a great pleasure having you here, and I wish you the best of luck here in Cameroon.
Pleasure mine.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, it is on that note that we are putting an end to this program today, and please do not go away. Soon to come, it will be Annette Efetie Sommet for the 3 p.m. news here on Canal de English.